سلام، مهدی نوری هستم و توی این ویدیو با هم میخوایم بریم سراغ قسمت سوم از درس 8 کتاب American Headway سطح دوم. توی ویدیوی قبلی گفتیم که میخوایم این ویدیو رو با reading شروع کنیم. Reading and speaking. Families with all boys or all girls. How many brothers and sisters do you have? What about your friends? How many sisters do they have? How many brothers do they have? Before we do the reading, we want to look at these adjectives here. Which do you think usually describe boys and which usually describe girls?
Athletic. Talkative. کسی که خوش صحبته. Gentle. مهربون. Messy. به هم ریخته. Boisterous. اخلاق و رفتارهایی که مخصوص یه پسره. پر سر و صدا بودن، شلوغ بودن. Competitive. کسی که همیشه حس رقابت داره، میخواد اول بشه تو همه چی. Loud. پر سر و صدا. Sensitive. حساس. Quiet. ساکت. Polite. مؤدب.
Now, which ones do you think usually describe boys? I think adjectives like boisterous, competitive, messy, athletic. Which ones usually describe girls?
Quiet, sensitive, talkative, polite.
Now read the introduction to sons and daughters and answer the 3 questions here.
What was the aim of the TV show?
This TV show wanted to find out the answer to these questions. Is an all-boy family very different from having an all-girl family? What is it like to be totally outnumbered by the opposite sex in your own home? Outnumbered یعنی از نظر تعدادی بیشتر بودن. سوال داره میگه که این چه حسی داره که توی یک خانواده‌ای باشین که افراد از جنس مخالف توش خیلی بیشترن از نظر تعداد.
Who were the two families?
Marian and John Tibbet, Karen and Steve Cafaro.
What did they have to do?
They had to swap homes. Swap means exchange. یعنی باید خونه هاشون رو با هم دیگه عوض میکردن. swap یعنی جابجا کردن. یه وقتی از مثلا سر کلاس مدرس به شما میگه please swap your chairs. یعنی صندلیاتون رو با هم دیگه عوض کنین. جاتون رو با هم عوض کنین. Now read the text about the first family and answer the questions.
One. What jobs do the parents have?
Steve is a manager at Jaguar Cars and Karen is an accountant.
2. How long have they been married?
They have been married since Karen was 21.
3. Why did they want a big family?
Karen is the oldest of 4 children and she always wanted a big family.
4. Why are the husbands happy with their families?
Karen's husband is very athletic and loves his soccer, so he is delighted to have 4 sons. Delighted means very, very happy.
5. How do the children behave? Do they get along? Get along means having a good relationship. کنار اومدن با هم.
The boys are boisterous, they always run around the house, but totally yes, they get along.
The swap. 6. What were the parents' first impression when they swapped families?
First impression means the first feeling that you get from something. یعنی اون تاثیر اولیه‌ای که یه چیزی رو تو میذاره. میگه والدین وقتی که خونه رو عوض کردن، حالا اینا که فقط پسر داشتن رفتن تو خونه‌ای که فقط دختر بودن، اون حس اولیه‌شون چی بود؟ First impression. Actually, Karen had to laugh. There were piles of pink shoes and riding boots all over the floor. Piles of pink shoes یعنی انبوهی از کفش‌های صورتی.
7. What differences did they find?
Karen has strict rules for her boys. They can't wear their shoes upstairs and they have to clean their rooms. Also, the girls came to help her cook in the kitchen. They didn't want to play in the yard. Another shock for her was how nice the girls were to each other. The boys love each other, but they fight and argue endlessly. Endlessly means it never finishes. یعنی بدون اینکه تمومی داشته باشه همش با هم دیگه argue بحث میکنن.
8. Do they think girls are harder to raise?
Yes, they think girls are harder work. Now let's answer the same questions about the second family. 1. What jobs do the parents have?
They run a road hauling business together. Road hauling تعمیر و رسیدگی به جاده ها. They run یعنی manage. They manage a company. کل کامپنی در اختیار خودشونه.
2. How long have they been married?
They have been married since he was 29.
3. Why did they want a big family?
Because Mariana was an only child and it was her dream to have a big family. Only child یعنی تک فرزند.
4. Why is Marian's husband happy with his family?
Because he loves having 4 girls. He's their superhero dad.
5. How do the children behave? Do they get along well?
They are fabulous and most of the time they get along really well together.
The swap. 6. What were the parents' first impressions when they swapped families?
Marianne expected the Cafero boys to be loud and boisterous. In fact, on the first day, they were very quiet and polite.
7. What differences did they find?
The boys were constantly on the go and wildly competitive. Constantly on the go یعنی همش داشتن حرکت میکردن. Wildly competitive یعنی به صورت خیلی اکستریم و خیلی وحشیانه‌ای رقابتی بودن با هم. They raced around the yard and dove into the pool. There was a fight between one of the little boys and his big brother. They raced around the yard یعنی میدویدن دور حیاط. همش داشتن میدویدن. Dove فعل دوم دایوه به معنی پریدن. میپریدن توی استخر. و حتی بین یکی از پسرای کوچیک و برادر بزرگتر یه دعوایی هم شد.
8. Do they think boys are harder to raise?
Yes, they think boys are harder work.
What do you think? What are the pros and cons of all girl or all boy families? Pros and cons means positive and negative effects or advantages and disadvantages. Pros and cons یعنی نکات مثبت و منفی خانواده هایی که تمام بچه هاشون دخترن و پسرن چیه؟ You can comment it for us. میتونید برامون کامنتش کنید تا با همدیگه راجع بهشون صحبت کنیم. What is the ideal family? یه خانواده ایدئال چیه؟ How many children is the ideal? چند تا بچه ایدئاله؟ Why? Are there or were there many house rules in your family? تو خونه شما کلی قانون و قواعد توی خونه هست؟ What do you or did you have to do? چه کارایی باید بکنین یا خب قبلا چه کارایی باید میکردین؟ Write a list of house rules for the ideal family. یه لیست از قوانینی که تو خانواده ایدئال هستش رو بنویسین. Now let's do the listening. Brothers and sisters. Listen to 3 people talking about their families. After each one answer these questions. Who do you think is the happiest? Before you listen, read questions 1 to 6, then listen and answer.
Track 50. Brothers and sisters. 1. David. I'm the middle of 3 brothers. There was just Mark, my elder brother, and me for years. I liked that. I liked being the baby. But then Rob was born when I was 7, and I was so jealous. I thought he was our mom's favorite. We fought a lot as kids, but now it's great. I'd like to have at least 3 kids. 3 boys like us would be great.
2. PETA.
My mom and dad named me PETA when I was born because they wanted a boy. Then they had 4 boys after me. I don't like being the oldest of so many boys, and I don't like my name. I'm going to change it to Petra when I'm 18. I like my youngest brother, Henry. He's everybody's favorite, but I hate the others. They're annoying and very boring. All they do is play noisy computer games and talk about sports. I don't want any children when I grow up. Well, maybe just 1 daughter.
3. Stuart.
I'm an only child. My parents divorced when I was just 3 years old, so I grew up with just my mom. I love her, but I didn't like the situation. I was her whole world. This was hard for me. When I was 13, she married again, and that was hard too. It took me a long time to get along with my stepdad. He's really nice, but I was jealous of him for years. I just got married. My wife's an only child too, and we both definitely want to have lots of kids.
1. How many brothers and sisters do they have?
David has 3 brothers.
2. Where do they come in the family? First, second. Where do they come یعنی بچه چندم خانواده‌ان؟ اولی، دومی.
He is the middle of 3 brothers. بچه وسطه.
3. What do they like about their situation?
He liked being the baby. Actually, when he was a child, he liked being the baby.
4. What don't they like?
He was jealous after his brother was born, so he didn't like his brother.
5. Do they think their parents have a favorite child?
He thought his younger brother was his mom's favorite.
6. How many children do they want?
He wants 3 boys. 1. How many brothers and sisters does PETA have?
PETA has 4 brothers.
2. Where does she come in the family? First, second?
She's the first.
3. What does she like about her situation?
She likes her youngest brother, Henry.
4. What doesn't she like?
She doesn't like being the oldest of so many boys, and she doesn't like her name.
5. Does she think her parents have a favorite child?
No.
6. How many children does she want?
She doesn't want any children, maybe just 1 daughter. Now, Stuart. How many brothers and sisters does he have?
He doesn't have any brothers or sisters. He is an only child.
2. Where does he come in the family?
He is an only child. He is the first one.
3. What does he like about his situation?
He loves his mother.
4. What doesn't he like?
He didn't like the fact that he was his mother's whole world.
5. Does he think his parents have a favorite child?
Actually, because he is an only child, so we cannot answer this question.
6. How many children does he want?
He wants lots of kids. رسیدیم به پایان بخش 3 از درس 8. بریم سراغ ویدیوی بعدی و درس 8 رو با هم تموم کنیم.